Good morning, it's Ken Long from Tortoise Capital with the Daily Digest for April 25th, 2016. Starting off with XME, this is metals and mining on 3-minute charts here. This is a turbo trade that was protecting a swing long position, which we canceled today. We exited that position, I should say. Looks like that sector is rolling over. And so what we have here from the open, up here we have a new low of the day, more than an hour into the session, pocket trade. Everything is sloping down. The 270's down, the river's down, the VWAP is down, the dragon is down. So we're protecting that long position. We go ahead and get short here. Ride that one. We have an RLCO here outside the river. It doesn't even get to the Bollinger Band mean. That's straightforward. Take this second piece after about eight bars of sideways chop, and the dragon has come back to the river. There was an owl trade in here. Didn't take. I didn't think there was enough, and this fell down. And so we started stalking the next leg down, finds support or finds resistance, I should say, at the RL 270 now, which is now below the VWAP. We're short in the pocket, and when the RL 10 comes back to the dragon, cover, try one more short. This was a fractional. So nice series in XME this morning. This one's from Yasik and 3M. This is an owl pattern, so here's number one, the unambiguous move. Number two, RLCO outside the river. Now, notice that he's got to wait for that RL30 to roll up before he gets into this, so that owl pattern protects against a failed trade here. So point number three, RL10 crosses the dragon here, blue line crosses the dragon. Point 4, the RL30 is curling up. Point 5, the dragon is rolling up. Entry at 6. A stop at just below the hump of the dragon. Target is the VWAP. Target is the far side of the river up here. Adds a second position here. That's early. And then with two scoops on, you got to take that exit at Z2. I think that's premature. I would rather just see a relaxed trade there, but still 0.84. Yasik on Monsanto. We have a dragon pattern here again. Here's the unambiguous move. Now we've got to start getting these trades too. This is a hybrid frog. This is a sideways quiet channel breakout as well. Nevertheless, here's condition 1 is the unambiguous move. Condition 2, the RLCO outside the river with the dragon outside the river altogether. 3, RL10 has crossed the river. 4, the dragon has started to roll over. I don't see the 30 rolling over until out here by 7, so I think this is premature. But in this case, it doesn't hurt. Here's a pocket entry right here as well. I would like to see this entry right about here or here. Stop is at Z2. He locks in. In this case, he's adding a second scoop at 0.55. That's premature also, and that causes you to have to get out quickly because that half an hour in hand is going to evaporate pretty quickly with one spike move. I mean, you could see one large bar like this would ruin that trade. And so we're out here. If we're going to get out that close anyway, just don't put the second position on. Still comes in with 0.53. Here's Ashe on Apple. This is a nice RFA ready fire aim trade. Get a opening. Now we've got 3 long wicks outside of the Z3, so this is a P7. Shorts the re-entry to the river, so you see Z3 shorts Z1, and cashes at Z -1. Well done for 0.91. Nicely done. This also turned out to be within a couple pennies of the normal gain stat. That's where you would expect it to roll over. If this was going to be a down day, a move that high and then rolling over is a natural place for it to find high of the day in the first hour up in here. So the note here is that 3 beyond Z3 couldn't hold on any of those. And these are on 5-minute bars. So that's 15 minutes it couldn't hold. This one is Hybrid Frog in Brazil. He's got an opening here. There's a frog box hanging from the high. He gets short, covers at the beginning of a 1, 2, 3. It covers where there was support previous day. So I like that one for 0.74. Well done. This is a Hybrid Frog in Win. Short after a 70-cent move down from the opening, cashed at 1.1. Now, I want you to notice something really important here about the scale on your charts. All right, we've got, this is about 20% of the real estate from the high of the day to the top of the chart, and from the low of the day to the bottom of the chart, we get 50% of the screen is open. So that has a visual effect of compressing everything within about 30% of the screen space. And so it's hard to detect. These look like nice and orderly little moves right here. And I'm not correlating with 1.1R to get paid early. But this cash here, it's hard to see. This is around 94. This is 92. That's another 2% move. And so here's my trade and win. Here's my 70-cent box from the open. I'm short. Here's an RLCO outside the river. Just barely gets to the edge of the river and collapses. I had a second position at a new low of the day and the P1F fail. So now we've got the RL270 down, the river down, the VWAP down, the dragon down, a new low of the day, 2R in hand, add a second position, P1 fail, add a third position, cash them all when the RL10 crosses into the dragon at the bottom of this move after so entries at 95 on a 70-cent risk, covered at conservatively 91. So that's a $4 move on a 70-cent risk, 5.5R on the first position. So that makes this one with an entry or a short around 93.25 down to 91. That's another 3R. This is 1.5R. We're looking at an 8R trade, and I want you to notice that this chart looks significantly different than this chart just because of the scale. And also, maybe it's just color preferences. I find it easier to see things with this particular color scheme. Things stand out sharper in my view. Maybe I'm just used to it. But the pastels, I have a hard time seeing the contrast in that screen. So we are visual creatures. The visual cortex is really important. You should consider the way in which your visual charts are arrayed. Now, this is an OWL entry on trade 4 in this series. Unambiguous move, the 8R move, that's unambiguous. We have RLCO outside the river. RL10 crosses the dragon. 30 is rolled up. Dragon is rolled up. Enter with the stop at Z-2. Manage the stop. Get the RLXD exit. Stalking it long again. And basically a scratch. So, that's Ken Long from Tortoise Capital with the daily debriefing for April 26th. Keep your risk measured and your powder dry. Use your whole screen. Get your colors right. Allow yourself to see distinctions.